In today's Dev vs. Dev, we're covering 50 updates we added to the end, courtesy of 5 of our special developers, ranging from deadly new mobs to battle, to new ores and blocks to collect, alongside new items to discover, and even new biomes to explore. Let us know which developers' updates were your favorite in the comment section below. Alright, first we check out Ethan's 10 end updates. Discover new crafting recipes left behind by the original builders, ancient crafters of this blocky world. You might use the recipes to hitch a ride with an Enderman to a new dimension, the Deep End. Or maybe they'll come in handy against the deadly new mob, the Arcane. First change, Endstone is now a stone supplement. You know, it does have Endstone, stone in the name. Makes perfect sense. You can now mine Endstone and use it in a similar way that you'd be able to use cobblestone in the overworld and blackstone in the nether. And as you can see here, you can create typical recipes with it, such as a furnace, stone pickaxes, etc. Update number 2 is Antimatter. This is the Ends version of diamond ore. Don't mind if I do. Oh, right. More on why that happened later. The antimatter version of diamonds cannot be stacked together, so when you do collect these, you'll want to have an empty inventory. Now, you can use these special antimatter diamonds in order to make an antimatter diamond sword, and if you look very carefully, they're slightly different from regular diamond swords. Namely, the textures are reversed. Like, look at the hilt here. Dark squares right there on that side, and on the reversed version, dark on this side. Dark top part of the sword there, now it's reversed on the bottom here. Same with the diamonds, they're reversed. And more importantly, they're not compatible with one another. So if you find a mob with a diamond chestplate and use your antimatter diamond sword against it, well, you're gonna run into some serious problems. Here's how it normally looks, and here's how it looks when you use the reverse ones on one another. You lose the sword, and the mob in question will lose its gear. It's even the same with the physical diamonds and antimatter diamonds themselves. The moment these two things touch nearby one another, well, you get a big explosion. So be very careful when collecting these antimatter gems. Number 3 are the original builders. The original builders are an ancient race of Steves, said to have created the original Minecraft blocky world. If you see them wandering around, consider yourself lucky, because they will bestow upon you some brand new items. We're going to keep this sword nice and handy for now. Every single time one of these original builders goes near a chest, they'll actually swap out some of the items found from within the chest and their inventory. In this case, we gotta push him off and see what he left for us. Saddles and ingots. Now again, every once in a while, they'll actually swap out. You'll know that they've done that when you see green particles appear. So now, we've got brand new stuff in here, including a knowledge book. And you're gonna be able to use this knowledge book to learn new recipes. These original builders can only be found in the end, and they're said to be Steves that never ended up turning into Endermen. Right-clicking this knowledge book will give us access to a brand new recipe. Number 4 here, the Shulker pocket. This can be learned from those original builders swapping out into chests. And it requires shulker shells and a single ender pearl, just like that. When placed inside of a crafting table, you'll be able to make a new item, the Shulker pocket. You can use this pocket to quickly equip numerous different items, typically armor, that you place inside of the pocket. You can use this menu by going and pressing F3 and F4 at the same exact time to open up your special new inventory. And you'll be able to place in your armor pieces as shown right here. The moment you do that, you can use the pocket to automatically equip all of the armor by pressing Suit Up. And just like that, everything that was in the pocket is now available, and as you can see, was used up. You can also use it to very quickly suit down as well, and that will take all of your armor off and place it back inside of the pocket. Not bad. Not bad at all. Pretty cool recipe. And number 5 is a whole bunch more new recipe types for the end. There are plenty over here that the original builders can give you when you find those chests that they're filling stuff with. The first, of course, is the Ender Pearl recipe. You now need to use and collect your spider eyes. But as you can see here, the recipe doesn't work yet until you collect the knowledge book that we mentioned before. Now that it does work, if we were to place that down as we saw a second ago, now it works. There's also a new Ender Pearl slab recipe. This is what it looks like, and if you're wondering what it's for, well, you'll be able to see in just a second. For now, though, again, no recipe formed. We'll need that knowledge book. Go ahead and read that knowledge book, and you can easily make some new Ender Pearl slabs to decorate with, or more importantly, to store your Ender Pearls in bulk, because you can uncraft them into your Ender Pearls at a moment's notice. And as you can see here, we can get a whole bunch of Ender Pearls from doing that. Alternatively, collect some of these slabs, and you can use them for another recipe, an end portal frame. Yes, that's right. We now have a way of making end portal frames. You'll need 3 of those slabs, some end stone, and you can make an end portal frame just like that, which in theory could allow you to make an end portal wherever you want in game. Update 6 is the Shulker metamorphosis. Shulkers now have multiple stages of life. When you have a purple block nearby one of these lovely endermites, it will eventually burrow in to the purple block and actually turn into one of the shulkers that we all know and love and kill for our lovely shulker boxes. And as you can see right there, the shulker is live and ready, oh my goodness, to attack. If you're lucky, you'll be able to feed one of these shulkers some chorus fruit by dropping it nearby. And if you feed enough of these chorus fruits to a nearby shulker, well, it will actually turn into a special cocoon. Look at this web. It will eventually hatch into a nefarious mob. Seems to take a while, so I don't... Oh my gosh, look at you! Ooh, that is the next update. Number 7, the Arcane. The Arcane is a spider/beetle-like creature found in the end, capable of dealing massive damage and inflicting you with scary new gravity effects. This is what's left behind when the Arcane eventually hatches from its cocoon. Be very careful when battling this creature because you have a chance at getting hit with a new effect known as vacuum, which will physically pull you in a specific direction against your will, essentially. I'm legit being dragged the other way right. Oh boy. So keep your sword handy and a bucket of milk as well, because if you're inflicted with it, you'll want to drink that to get rid of the effect. Killing the Arcane gives you a chance of a special new drop, the Arcane shell. More on this item a little bit later. For now, update number 8. Remember that empty cocoon from before? Well, it actually has some use. If you stand right in the middle of it, it will actually close up and you will enter your own metamorphosis phase, where after enough time has elapsed, the cocoon will open once again, and if you look at your health meter, you'll see something extraordinary. Upon being released from the cocoon, you're given an additional heart on your health bar. This is a permanent new heart, and you can actually enter multiple cocoons in order to continue stacking the amount of extra hearts you have, for a maximum of 40 health, aka an entire second row of additional hearts. Not bad. So right, the Arcane shell. That's number 9. This special drop from Arcanes can be worn on your head, so right-clicking when you do not have a helmet on will allow you to equip this special shell and use its special abilities to your advantage. You can right-click to fire off a bolt of energy wherever you're looking that will mark a hit entity. For example, we're gonna have an iron golem, oh boy, right here. And more importantly, I suppose it's worth noting, you'll also inherit other powers of the Arcane, such as jump boost, speed, and slow falling. So we're gonna place an iron golem in just like this. Check it out. We can now mark this entity by right-clicking with the shell on. It's now been marked. Damage is being dealt to it, but more importantly, an entity that's been marked will allow you to use the shell's different abilities, such as sneaking, to fire off a whole bunch of flying particle effects that will home in and attack the mob that's been marked in question. Go ahead, do your thing, baby. Sneak up a whole storm, and look at they all head towards this special poor iron golem. Completely just cleaning house on this guy. Now, the special flying particle beams do not last forever, but hey, they don't need to. They just need to deal enough damage to this guy to show him who's boss. Yes, go in on him. This is fantastic. Look at him constantly attacking. Now, you can use this to attack multiple different mobs, and you can mark as many of them as you please. Whether it's a cow, whether it's a husk, or even a hoglin. You can just go to town, mark all of them, and hey, check this out. Spawn in a whole bunch of these particle effects and watch them go to town on some nearby mobs. In this case, they're making quick work of this baby little hoglin. Oh my goodness, it's the saddest story. Get him, boys. Yes. And number 10 here is the deep end. There's one more item you can get from the original builders, the end anchor. Once you've gathered the recipe for it, you'll need an ender pearl, 2 end rods, an end stone, and a chain from the new nether snapshots placed together, as you can see right here, to make an end anchor. You can use this anchor to hitch a ride to a nearby enderman, because when they teleport, they actually go somewhere new. It's known as the deep end, an in-between dimension that you can travel to in order to move very quickly within the end dimension itself. every single block you move in this dimension will allow you to move 8 times as far in the regular dimension. So now we're going to go ahead and return to the end dimension, and as you can see right here, we've teleported extremely far away to a nearby end city. There's the showcase area all the way over there. We can go ahead and use this anchor on the Enderman once again to head back to the area we were originally at. Sneaking will take us right there. Next is Lightning Round with its craftable plays. From ancient gems that can make you float, to the ultimate boss battle known as the End Lord. Can you defeat him to get his weapon? We'll find out eventually, but first, new end water mechanics. Running into water in the end is very tricky. It will give you poison, and it will give you resistance as well. So, the poison will end up lasting a little bit longer than the resistance does. However, Update 12 here solves that with the End Walker enchantment. Wearing boots with the End Walker enchantment will allow you to step into end water and only get the resistance effect, no longer being poisoned at all. So, it will be quite useful for landing in. You are literally invincible when you're in water in the end. As long as you got these boots on, nothing's gonna hurt you. No, like, literally, nothing can hurt you. Number 3 is that ancient floating gem we were talking about. Holding this gem in the main hand will allow you to float up, though if you stop holding it, you will slowly fall down. As you can see right here, we're doing exactly that. Literally just floating around, skipping most of the parkour course. But look, letting go of this will allow you to slowly sink back down to the earth. Oh, baby, don't mind if I do. We're gonna head back to the main path to show you number 4, the Ender Wolf. Ender Wolves cannot be tamed, and they are very strong. They're faster than normal wolves, and they will attack the player that they see near them. So, watch out for this guy. Oh, boy. Oh, he easy does it, buddy. Killing him will give you a special item. Well, I mean, it's not particularly special. It's just, an Ender Pearl and zombie flesh. Simple stuff, really. 15 in Lightning Round is the Obsidian Ship. We already have some gear on, so we'll skip on that. The Obsidian Ship is similar to the End City warships, except it is a ship that essentially grabs creatures from the Nether. The Nether has come to the end, who'd have thought? And upon reaching the top, you'll be greeted with a whole host of problems in the form of blaze spawners and blazes that will spawn in and give you a real run for your money. Speaking of run, let's get inside. In the interior, you'll notice even more spawners, but more importantly, you'll get loot, of course, and in the center, instead of wings, oh, what happened to the Ender Star? Or what's it called? Nether Star. Oh, it's in my inventory. It literally got shot off by the blazes. Another way of getting yourselves a lovely Nether Star. Hey, not bad. Uh-oh. 6 is the End Storm Guardian. There's even a boss fight if you wanted to do that, but ultimately you'll just need to watch out for this special new type of mob. They'll occasionally spawn in on the End City ships, and oh my gosh, this thing is all-encompassing. Huge, dude. Easy does it. Oh my gosh. And the Shulker's trying to get me too. Let's get a good look at it. It is literally a giant tornado end-like creature, and upon killing it, you'll get zombie flesh, I guess? Whatever. Number 7 is the End Lord Throne. 1 golden apple for his throniness. The End Lord Throne is a new structure that spawns rarely in the end, and it contains a whole bunch of loot. Inside the structure, you'll see some cool decorative effects, and in each corner of the structure, you'll find shulker boxes with Endwalker boots, as well as a whole host of iron and other goodies. And by other goodies, I just mean iron. Number 8's the End Lord Minion. These are very fast and powerful minions that will spawn in when you fight the inevitable boss, known as the End Lord, which we'll be getting to in just a second. These guys are just nasty, nasty little bad guys, and you'll have to attack them swiftly before they make their way with you. Number 9 is the fabled End Lord himself, which you'll actually be able to... Oh, hold on, there's an emergency. Subscribe and hit the bell to give Talia the power to win against the boss. Yes, I love that. Here is the boss in question. Nasty looking fellow, isn't he? Holy moly. He's got some decent damage output, and as you can see here, spawns in minions from time to time to help in vanquilizing you. Is that a word? I think I combined vanquished and tranquilized. Anyways, doesn't matter. Upon killing this guy, which if you were to let him live long enough, you'd notice he can float. You'll have an opportunity to get yourself a sweet new item. It's known as, the End Lord Sword. Holding right click with the Endlord sword for 10 seconds will eventually cause an insane animation, and you'll be given 10 seconds of strength, but you can continue to stack this. As you can see, we now have strength 4 and can very easily take out nearby mobs with relatively little problem. And now our next dev, but quick question, have y'all hit that like button yet? Great, now that you have, we can check out Dasjav's 10 end updates, featuring lots of new end biomes to discover. Some that contain tons of new loot. You might even be able to trade some of it to the new Endernon mobs. Well, let's find out. We'll jump into the end and head to the new showcase area, and we start with Asterite. When mined, this special new ore does something quite unique. Namely, you start to float. Only briefly though, so you should be able to have no problem getting the special new type of ore shard from this Asterite ore. It's known as Asterite shards. Now, you can use Asterite shards to upgrade your tools. All we need is a diamond tool as well as a bunch of shards to make an Asterite version of that tool. And as you can see here, the diamond pickaxe has 5 attack damage, whereas the Asterite one has 6. You can also use Asterite shards to make a new type of food item, known as pop rocks, using Asterite shards as well as just a touch of sugar, baby. Placing it just like this will give you your pop rocks, which you can actually eat to provide you with brief levitation, and we'll use them once we are actually hungry. For now, number 2, Endermite nests, this special structure right here, which will actually spawn in all over the end and is home to a whole mess of Endermites. They will literally not leave you alone. Now might be the time to pop these pop rocks. Oh boy. You can use it to very quickly levitate up, but again, not for too long. What's more, Endermites now have a new ability. Namely, it's the ability to eat coarse plants and flowers as they appear all over your world. The moment an Endermite gets nearby one of these things, it will literally destroy the flower in question. So, when you are running away, well, I highly recommend you do not go in any forests lest you lose this beautiful part of the dimension. Now, at risk of being totally shredded by all of these Endermites, we should just probably move on to the next area for now. It's right over here. Number 3, the abandoned end city. Abandoned end cities are end cities that are infested with Endermites, which will lead to them being abandoned. As you can see, there are bits of Endermite nest blocks all over this specific structure. So be very careful when you happen across one of these, because in all likelihood, you really got no business being inside here. I mean, look at this place. It's entirely covered with all of these Endermites, and they are just having their way with me. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just get the heck out of here. Further down the path, we can catch a glimpse of some new types of biomes, all found in the end. Surely with some new goodies to discover. And so update number 14 is the Iridium Fields biome, a brand new biome. Iridium is a new material that is formed in spikes all over this biome. When you mine it, hey, you got a chance of getting another new item. It's known as the Iridium Fragment. You can take 4 of these fragments to actually make a new Iridium block. And using Iridium alongside some Enrod, you can make a new type of block, the Iridium Lantern. Beautiful. So whether you're using Iridium for these new blocks, or saving them for something else later on, I recommend you get to collecting. Lovely new biome indeed. Can't wait to get to this one, but for now we move to number 5, aka 15, Maginstone. This is a new type of block, a new type of stone block, and it's used as a stone substitute in the end. Similar to the ability to mine endstone and use it as cobblestone in the last developer's update, you can now use this new Maginstone block to make new types of tools. Maginstone can be found in piles all over the end, and as mentioned, can be mined in order to make new tools. And by new tools, I mean old tools. Collecting enough of this Maginstone will also allow you to polish it by using the following recipe in order to make polished Maginstone. That makes sense, right? Slight differences here. Beautiful. We could always use more building blocks. And if you guys think Maginstone is cool, well then you are going to love the next 25 updates, including the Indigo Jungle, home to new plants, blocks, food types, and even a new mob. Subscribe to the Logdotzip YouTube channel so you can see the next 5 updates courtesy of Dasjavs, as well as the remaining 20 updates, all part of 50 end updates for Minecraft. We'll see you later.